Welcome to CARZ Trends. Today, we dive deep into a classic icon that blurs the line between vintage charm and raw American performance, the Chevrolet Corvette C10. Though it's not your typical Corvette, nor your everyday Chevy C10 truck, the fusion of Corvette underpinnings and C10 styling has created one of the most unique and coveted resto-mod style classics in the US collector market. Whether you're a seasoned collector, performance enthusiast, or weekend cruiser, this is your ultimate guide to understanding everything about the Corvette C10, from its unique origin story and high-performance capabilities to the real-world costs of owning and maintaining one in America. We're covering insurance, financing, restoration, depreciation, and more, everything the classic car dealerships don't always tell you. Let's start by clearing something up. The name Corvette C10 typically refers to highly customized builds, classic Chevrolet C10 pickup trucks that have been swapped with Corvette components, particularly drivetrain and suspension systems. These builds are now commanding serious attention at auctions and among resto-mod collectors, often blending 1960s C10 bodywork with C5 or C6 Corvette LS engines, performance brakes, independent suspension, and bespoke interiors. It's not a factory-produced model but rather a Frankenstein-like dream machine that combines two of Chevrolet's most beloved vehicles. And the result, a high-performance truck that turns heads on the street and dominates at car shows coast to coast. Historically, the Chevrolet C10 pickup was introduced in 1960 as part of Chevy's Task Force light-duty truck lineup. With clean styling, rear-wheel drive, and simple V8 options, it became a staple of American driveways and job sites. But fast forward to today, and these C10s have become a favorite canvas for custom builders. Combine that rugged utility with a Corvette heart, and you get something truly remarkable, a retro-bodied beast with sports car DNA. This mashup has found increasing popularity at auctions like Barrett-Jackson and Meckham, and in US cities like Austin, Scottsdale, and Miami, it's not uncommon to find Corvette C10 resto-mods fetching well over six figures. Performance is where the Corvette C10 really gets interesting. Most builds feature Corvette LS engines, typically the LS1, LS3, or LS6, delivering anywhere from 350 to 525 horsepower. These engines are not just powerful, they're proven, reliable, and backed by an extensive parts network across the US. Pair that with a modern 4L60E automatic or T56 manual transmission, and you have a drivetrain capable of track day antics and Sunday cruises alike. Unlike traditional C10s with a beam axle and leaf springs, the Corvette C10 usually sports independent suspension on all four corners, thanks to full front and rear subframes sourced from late-model Corvettes. This means better handling, sharper response, and vastly improved ride quality, more sports car than pickup in every sense. Braking systems are often upgraded with Corvette-spec Brembos or Wilwood disc setups, ensuring the vehicle stops as confidently as it accelerates. In the rear differential, many of these builds swap in a Corvette IRS system, giving the truck a level of cornering composure unimaginable for a 1960s pickup. Combined with COI lovers, sway bars, and reinforced frames, the Corvette C10 can easily embarrass modern muscle cars at autocross events or backroad canyon runs. When it comes to design, the Corvette C10 is a showstopper. Most builds retain the original 1967-1972 Chevrolet C10 sheet metal, a body style celebrated for its clean lines, tucked bumpers, and squared-off stance. Builders often shave the door handles, lower the suspension with aggressive stance kits, and fit large custom wheels, often staggered setups with 20s in the rear and 18s up front. Paint jobs range from heritage two-tone schemes to matte finishes, pearl metallics, or full wrap jobs, often with custom badging or ghosted Corvette insignias. The interiors are no less dramatic, with fully reupholstered leather or Alcantara seats, Dakota digital gauge clusters, billet trim, and high-end infotainment systems integrated seamlessly into the vintage dash. Step inside a Corvette C10, and you'll find the perfect balance between vintage charm and modern tech. Builders typically install climate control systems, touchscreen nav units with Apple CarPlay, upgraded sound systems, and power everything, from steering to windows. Seats are often borrowed from later model GM vehicles, custom stitched and bolstered for long hauls or spirited driving. The quality of craftsmanship varies, of course, depending on the builder, and that's where buyer education becomes critical. Let's talk real-world ownership. Buying a Corvette C10 in the US isn't like picking up a used Silverado. These are bespoke vehicles, with pricing heavily influenced by the quality of the build, parts used, and provenance. As of 2025, well-executed Corvette C10 builds can range from $80,000 to $180,000. Some of the most prestigious builds, like those using Roadster shop chassis, full LS7 crate engines, and concours-level restorations, have exceeded $250,000 at auction. These are not daily drivers, they are rolling investments, statement pieces, and pieces of kinetic art. Financing a Corvette C10 in the US requires specialty lenders. Companies like Woodside Credit, JJ, Best Bank & Company, and Collector Car Lending offer loans tailored for classic and custom vehicles. With good credit, 700-plus buyers can secure loans at around 6% to 8% APR for terms up to 120 months. Monthly payments can range from $800 to over $2,000 depending on down payment, loan amount, and term. Some buyers even refinance using home equity or personal lines of credit. Leasing is rarely an option, as most lenders do not lease classics due to value fluctuation and limited insurance coverage. Insurance is another critical consideration. Given the Corvette C10's custom nature, standard insurers like Geico or Progressive won't always cover it adequately. That's where agreed value policies from classic car insurers like Hagerty, American Collectors, or Chubb come into play. Expect premiums to run between $1,500 and $3,000 annually depending on usage, storage, and location. States like California, New York, and Florida tend to be on the higher end, while Texas, Georgia, and the Midwest offer lower rates. Features like indoor garage storage, low annual mileage, and anti-theft systems help reduce premiums. Maintenance for a Corvette C10 varies depending on how frequently it's driven and how complex the build is. Basic maintenance, including oil changes, brake flushes, and tire rotations, will run $1,000 minus $1,500 annually. However, more complex builds with air ride suspension, superchargers, or advanced electronics can require specialized service, often from the original builder or performance shop, raising costs to $3,000 minus $5,000 per year. Parts availability is generally excellent, especially for LS-based drivetrains, thanks to GM's broad parts network. And for C10-specific bodywork, there are dozens of US companies reproducing everything from fenders to tailgates. Depreciation, or rather, appreciation, is a fascinating aspect of Corvette C10 ownership. Unlike mass-produced vehicles, well-built resto mods often appreciate over time. According to Hagerty and Mecum data, high-quality Corvette C10s have appreciated 8–12% annually over the past 5 years. Key drivers of value include originality of the C10 body, quality of the LS swap, interior refinement, and builder reputation. Trucks built by shops like Icon, Kindigit Design, or Roadster Shop command even greater resale value. Mileage is less of a concern than build documentation, service history, and the overall uniqueness of the truck.